Hey, everybody. This is Chill 10974 coming to you live from the Chill Zone Studios. Today we're doing another edition of Chillin' on the Couch. So, if you read the title, it says Chillin' because I said, just when you thought, guess what? Well, we're back again, and we're going to be talking about politics. Lucky us. Well, let's see what has happened. Well, earlier today, unless you've been living under a rock, President Joe Biden has decided to stop his reelection bid and dropped out of the race. He also threw his support behind the current vice president, Kamala Harris. So, yeah, that's where we are. Now, this is coming after several weeks of several different things that have gone on. So let's do a quick recap and can catch up to where we are today. Well, we had the bad debate performance by Biden, which is looking at both persons that were in that particular debate. It was who was worse and who was even more worse. So, hey, what's going on, Wolfie? Welcome aboard. So, we had that. And then within probably a couple of hours after that, we started hearing some of the pundits and whatever saying how bad it was. And within 24 hours, you started hearing that he has to drop out. He has to drop out. He's too old and da 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 da. So that has been slowly gaining steam over the last period of month or so. Then we move forward. Well, then we get into a few days, probably about a week ago, where the former president of the United States and current Republican nominee was then shot at. I'm sorry to hear, my brother. I am sorry to hear it. Which immediately brought him into the RNC, where he then picked probably I would probably say one of the worst picks in vice presidential history with J.D. Vance. But it's perfect for him and what have you. So what we have seen is from that particular point on was a defection of a lot of top Democrats from Joe Biden. You know, and a lot of his donors. And there's also been the pile on by the mainstream media. And I'm going to say that it's also been a pile on by some of the progressive media that where there was one channel, which I'm not going to name because it's not worth my time, that they wanted him out because he wasn't progressive enough. So that brings us to today. I don't know, Wolfie. I do not know, my friend. So now we are post Biden dropping out of the race. We no longer have a presumptive presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, though he has backed Kamala Harris. It looks like it's going to be an open convention, not an anointment. So we're going to see who is going to jump into the race and try to win the nomination for the Democrats. Which brings us to another issue. Because Republicans are Republicans, and they have to do it, they continue to do the stupidest thing, do as much as they possibly can to sue as many people as they possibly can, to cause as many problems as they can. The Speaker of the House has already come out and he has said that he is going to find ways, or the Republican Party is going to find ways to challenge whomever gets on the ballot as the possible presidential or vice presidential candidate because they want to try to cause as many problems and as much chaos as they possibly can to absolutely positively stop and destroy what is left of the democratic process. Yep, what the fuck. So welcome to the new world. So what does this all mean? Well, in the next 30 days or so before the Democratic or the DNC, we're going to see if any top line Democrats are going to actually put their hat in to try to run for president, or to see if Kamala Harris decides to pick a vice president. There's a lot of names that are being banted about out there. You know, I like to try to say the same thing, Wolfie, but let me tell you something. We're at a particular point in our history where we haven't seen this type of turmoil or strife or political discord since probably 1860. It is that bad right now. And the thing is, we need people to pay attention to what's going on because there's a clear and distinct choice. Now, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for or whatever. I have my own political beliefs, but I am just basically putting what I've learned out there and basically just saying, hey, this is what it is what it is. Hey, Paigey, welcome to the stream. So where are we? Well, let me explain where we are. We are in utter chaosville. We are going to have, within the next 30 or so days, another possible or multiple possible Democratic persons running for president of the United States. Almost, yes. Who is it going to be? No idea. Like I said, with President Biden dropping out of the race and then supporting Harris, all that really does at this particular time is unlock the funds that that campaign has accrued, and allows Harris to be able to use it if she becomes the nominee. So what I'm understanding, like I said, this is going to be it looks like it's going to be an open convention. So that means that we're going to be so that means that we don't know who it's going to be. Now, as I just mentioned, reading a story actually before I came in here, is that Speaker Mike Johnson has already said that he himself and the Republican Party is going to be challenging whomever becomes the presidential nominee in multiple states for whatever reason, because they said that the process has already been ruined and blah, 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 and whatever. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play it here first, and you're only going to hear this from me. Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States. The Democrats have done it again. They're eating their young. And now we're fighting amongst ourselves. We have given up our only chance to actually win. But because the media was harping and harping and harping, which pushed away a lot of the donors, which then turned a lot of the big-time Democrats against the president, a sitting president, and basically tell him that he can't run, pushed him out of the race. Okay. That being said, who could run? Well, we have Harris. The pros for her: she's already the vice president of the United States. She's already part of the government. She can run on the record that herself and the president have created. But on the other side of it too, she's not as popular as people may think. She's gained a lot of headway with a lot of younger voters and things like that. But it is what it is. She's not. I don't think that she would be it. Others would be Beto O'Rourke. I've even heard a couple of people on YouTube throwing out the name, although they got to get Bernie Sanders to run again. And if they were complaining about the fact that Biden was old, Sanders is older. I don't get it. I have heard Gary Newsom's name being thrown out quite a bit. I heard a couple of people, Jamie Raskin, who actually wouldn't be a bad choice. He's a moderate to liberal Democrat, constitutional scholar, very fair, open, what have you. I'm sorry to hear you were busy there, Paige. I feel the same way. Because when I'm done with this, I have to go do a whole lot of work. So, I mean, there are some big honest. To be honest, there's some big ticket Democrats that can run, but I don't know. I think it's too little, too late. I don't know. So, hey, this is the political chaos that has been sown in what have you. But things can, but to be honest, you don't know. The weirdest thing is that all political axioms and normalcy inside the political system that we have enjoyed prior to 2016 are all shot in the ass. Because who knows? The normal stuff is usually gone. Is gone. You can't believe what's going on out there half the time. But this is one of the very few times I'm going to say this where I'm squarely putting the blame for this last 30 days of complete and utter shit is, oh, wait for it, Paige. You're going to love this. You're going to love it. Is the fucking media. Because they don't have any balls anymore to be able to go out and say whatever. And then, you know what? Where I'm gonna plant this one, I'm gonna push this. Again, you're gonna love this, Paige. I know you are. It's fucking CNN. CNN has decided that they want to be the ultimate middle of the road they have been playing they're playing the ultimate middle of the road bullshit machine. You know, I don't mind if you can be fair when and being able to promote the news and being able to present both sides of an issue, which is perfectly fine. I think that everybody needs to get balanced information so you know what's going on out there. But when you've gone from a position where you've been accused so many times of being so far to the left that you've just you grabbed the steering wheel and you pulled it all the way over to the right hand side of the road. And now you've gone from actually being accused from promoting one side. Now you're on the other side sucking some dick. What the fuck is going on over there? Get the fuck back in the middle and be a news organization. Okay. You know what? And I'm going to throw this at ABC, NBC, and CBS too. Get the fuck back in the middle. I ain't going to say anything about Fox because Fox is so far to the fucking right that if they kept going right, they're going to end up going left again. But they're hopeless. It's the media. It is the actual mainstream aspect of the media that should be serving the American people by giving balanced and fair news, by making sure that we are getting the information that we're properly supposed to be getting. I blame them for this. And I'm going to throw this out there too. Because what they have done, and no, I haven't taken a look at it yet. I might have to though. But I'm going to look at it, but I'm going to say this too. Hey, hold on to your hats there, Paige, because here comes another whopper down the pike here, okay? To prove my point, I can say this. They have spent more time on CNN talking about Donald Trump and everything going on with him, and then any news that comes out about Joe Biden, if it's good, they don't talk about it. If it's bad, they gin it up and continue to slam it home. So here's my thing. You don't hear you hear CNN talk about the cognitive issues. Oh, 1 second. You're CNN talking about Biden's cognitive issues. You hear CNN talking about his bad poll numbers and this and that and everything else, but they don't talk about the things that he actually has done, and it gets a little annoying. So CNN, eat it. Okay, go ahead, Paige. Does this mean I'm traveling to the center right? No. I am and will be a liberal Democrat. I have always been a little bit of a different type of liberal Democrat. It's one that you don't see as much as you used to. I am and continue to be a Kennedy Democrat. I grew up with that's the type of policies that I've grown up with, and I believe in the most and everything else. But on the other side of nice try. But understand this, I'm also a realist, dear. You know this already. You know that I am. I call it as I see it. And when I'm watching stupidity, I like to call it out. And I am watching a fucking metric ass ton of stupidity right now. I have literally sat there and watched the progressive side, and I hate to even use the word, the progressive side of the Democratic Party just literally turned around and threw out the candidate that was leading the ticket. Because, believe it or not, they were mad because they didn't feel that Joe Biden was progressive enough. What these morons don't get, and I'm going to say this for the absolute extreme other side, the extreme far right Republicans, the far right conservatives. I can't even use conservatives for them, but I'm just going to say this: what it takes to govern the United States is this. Because there's three things you have to understand. There's a couple of things we have to understand. Americans want liberal policies, but conservative fiscal values. So you have to be a what? You have to be more moderate to be able to govern in this country. Period. This is why more moderate presidents have done better in the last 40, 50 years. So, yeah, that's just kind of where it is. You have to be that way. And also to expand on that question that you asked me, you don't have to move your political gauge just to sit there and point out that something's wrong. And I'm not sitting here trying to tell anybody they have to change their mind and vote this way and do these types of things. I'm just pointing out the stupidity that I'm seeing from my own party. This doesn't mean that there isn't stupidity everywhere, because I feel like my IQ has dropped by about 40 fucking points because of this presidential election. All I want as an American is good, effective leadership. Okay? I don't want to hear. I don't need to hear about. I don't need fear porn from the right, and I don't need complete and utter bullshit from the left. All I want is somebody who is honest enough, hardworking enough, and willing to understand what affects everybody. The policies that affect that affect all of us. We are spending more time fighting about ideological bullshit and playing this culture war crap instead of understanding that these arguments affect everyone. We don't do that. And here's the funny thing. And I said it in my last stream, and I'm going to say it right now too. You could see it in the tone after former President Trump was shot. Okay, the attempted assassination. You want to know something? A lot of people, and myself included, felt grateful that he was not killed. Because that is not who we are. That's not the type of politics we have. This is not the type of thing that we should be doing in this country. That is not American at all. That is fucking third world bullshit. Hey, Queenie, welcome aboard. I mean, that is third world bullshit. I can't stand that type of stuff. Hello, sir. Sup? Good to see a few people dropping by. That's third world bullshit. I can't stand it, and it drives me sideways. But at the same time, when there should have been a little bit of a reflection on how bad that really was, and it was really bad, don't get me wrong, that I picked out not one, not two, not three, but four within an hour or two after that shit went down. Four, including the current vice president nominee for the Republican Party. Basically come out and say that the president of the United States ordered the hit on the former president of the United States. Right. My faith in humanity died right about there because reasons. But that's where we are. So, as I said before, and I shall say it again, because of all this mass chaos and stupidity and everything that seems to be going on, and the fact that the Democratic Party can't pull its head out of its fucking ass to do its job, to understand that we had to win in November, they have to be united, and we need to be talking about the things that were done well, that have been done very well, and we can't do that because the narrative is no longer there. So now we have to, next 30 days or so before the Democratic National Convention, we have to figure out who the fuck's going to be in the president. Oh, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I should be popping on After I'm done with this rant stream, I'm probably going to be popping on for a little while. I know, but I only do this if something is. I only do something like this if something that is. I feel that's important to share, because I don't like politics on my channel. This isn't exactly politics. This is called a rant. And it's real life stuff that affects everybody. So I'd rather be real and use my platform to be real than sticking my head in the sand. But anyway, now that I've said all that, and like I said, I am going to make this prediction here, unless some existential crisis comes up or something. Oh, thank you. It should be. But unless something miraculous happens, or they find a candidate that's gonna cross over everywhere, then be able to pull in the numbers to be able to do the work necessary, as long as it's not any interference from um, the Republican Party in regards to who the Democratic nominee is. Unless that happens, which I don't see that's happening, the next president of the United States is going to be Donald Trump. Simple as that. And I want to congratulate. There's a certain channel that was out there that's on YouTube. I'm not going to mention it because it ain't worth. Possibly, yeah. I will end with this. There's a certain channel out there that is a progressive news, or they brand themselves as progressive news. I ended up watching a little bit of it because when I mentioned earlier that they said that Biden wasn't progressive enough and all this sort of bullshit and whatever. So this guy comes on there and does a victory lap. He says, "Say we did it. We got rid." Yeah, I wish. That we finally got rid of Biden and all this sort of stuff. Well, congratulations, because they gave up one of the few shots that we actually have of actually retaining the White House. But I hope some people found this informative, if what have you. Hey, if you like to see this type of content, there's something as something more to be added to a channel. I could definitely start considering doing something like this, but probably on a separate channel. I'll keep this one for gaming. Oh, and by the way, Jack, Jason, and Rifle, I know I see Jack in here. I just want to, thank you. I have to add your new channel names in. I didn't do that. I noticed that when I was setting up for this stream today, so I removed your old ones. I'm going to add the new ones in there. I'm going to be adding the new ones back into my comment section so people actually can go to your channel. I am so sorry. So it's an adult channel, so I don't care if people see me drink a beer. But with that being said, this is something that you think that was kind of cool, like to see in the future, maybe something I could set up and do. Oh, it's beer. Beer. It's an imperial stout. So it's just something if you found this marginally entertaining, or if you think that it absolutely sucked, whatever, put that down in the comments down below. I'd like to see it, because maybe there's something, because I want to make this as kind of like a permanent type deal, to chill on the couch feature. I actually like just being able to sit back and talk, because I think it's cool, because I don't get to do this very often, and I would love to set up a whole new channel or something else just dedicated to doing something like this, because not just politics, but just talking anything, history, whatever. We can definitely do that. But like I said, I will be adding in those new. Thank you. I'll be adding in Jack and Jason, re-adding Jack and Jason's new channels onto there. Which, by the way, I want to give a shout out. We got a few YouTubers in here. I like to make a shout out to Dobie KP, who has aka Jack, who has a has a YouTube channel, does a really good job with that, and Salty C Rap, who we don't see right here, also has a great little channel. I got to get their channels back in my chat, my comment section, and I also got Anchored Past Exploring Naval History, Mr. the Wolfman himself. He got a great channel, does a great job with naval history and stuff like that. He rocks. Go over and check him out. Definitely. So with that being said, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Yeah, you just passed 1,000 subs. Good job, brother. Congrats. So with that being said, everyone, I hope if you like what you see here, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Always very much appreciate that. If you ever want to know, if you want to know when the next edition of the Chill Zone is going to be coming up, hit that notification bell. And like I said, put those comments down below. I definitely want to see that type of stuff down there. Thank you. Definitely like to see that type of stuff. And if you have some ideas of something, maybe doing more like this, I'll be definitely up for doing it. I enjoy it. I can actually check the nice little background I got going on here, because it's cool. I was able to find a way to do it with this thing. But with that being said, I hope everybody has a good rest of their day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and the only thing left I have to say now is peace.